And as a result, we as people have a natural inclination to categorically and relationally divide. Now, I know you probably did not notice this until I'm getting ready to mention it right now. Here it goes. I'm African American. Yeah, not only am I African American, but I'm a dark-skinned African American. You don't get too much darker than me. There's some that are darker, but I'm a dark-skinned African American. And even within my own culture, and I was born in the 60s, I've seen the evolution of our people identifying each other. We've gone from being Negro to color to black to Afro-American to African-American. And within our own culture, there's nuances of shades. So you got light-skinned black, you got dark-skinned black. And within our culture, there's different perspectives just because of the tone of your skin. Now, that's just not African-Americans. That's also in Hispanic, Latino culture also. When you have that much of varying degrees, there is a difference in perspective. When I was in the military, I saw it in the Philippines, overseas. So you would have people that were just about as dark as I am, and you would have people that were very fair in their complexion also. But even within your own culture, your own people. So what I'm saying is, as a dark-skinned young black boy growing up into a man, I've heard it all when it comes to being a dark-skinned black person. I'm thinking, man, if my own people treat me like this, what should I expect from people outside of my culture? And so even with the Mexican or Hispanic cultures, my wife is one of 13 children. She has 8 sisters. Wow. Now, she grew up in Eagle Lake. That's not too far from here. But she says, hey, I'm Mexican. Call me Mexican. But all of her sisters don't agree with her. They don't want to be called Mexican. Some would rather be called Hispanics. So all this stuff is about perspective. But we have a natural inclination to divide. Let me ask, how many people are here by a show of hands are the eldest child in their family? You're the eldest. Okay, so what's the popular perspective on being the oldest child? Bossy? What else? Smarter, more serious? Yeah, we have more responsibilities on our shoulders as the oldest. I'm the oldest in my family. Pushed harder? Yeah. How many here are the babies in the family, the youngest ones? Yeah. So what's the perspectives on you? Spoiled? Got away with more than the other children got away with? And so how many of you on that level, when you've met someone who is, say, an elderly child or a young child, you related on that level with someone you communicated with? You could understand each other on that level. I remember when I stepped on a college campus. I graduated high school out of Florida, went to Troy, Alabama, and it was my first time being away from home. The social atmosphere was just blowing me away. I was 18 years old at the time. And automatically we began to categorize each other. Well, which state are you from? Oh, you're outside of Alabama. You're from Florida. So I'm looking for people I can have a kinship that are from Florida. Well, what happens when you find the people from Florida? Well, what city are you from in Florida? Then when you find out what city, it's like, well, what neighborhood you come from? Okay. Then what's the degree? What's your major? Are you in athletics? Are you in arts? How many fraternities, sorority people we have in here? Okay, I was in a fraternity, still am in the fraternity. But even within our fraternal organization, we look for categories. Now, in African-American fraternities, when we pledge, we have what's called a line, and I was number 3. And so historically, any line that came through that had my number, we had a kinship with. So there's always this natural inclination to categorize relationally. That's a natural thing that in and of itself is not a bad thing unless we allow it to be something that's negative. But it's just us as humans that we have a natural inclination to do these things, and that's okay.